Hi, I'm John Dougherty, and I cannot begin to tell you how utterly thrilled I am that the Hare Shaped Hole has been shortlisted for the KPMG Children's Books Ireland Awards 2024. I'm delighted for a number of reasons. One, because if you told me when I was a wee lad growing up in County Antrim that one day I'd write something that would be shortlisted for an All-Ireland award, it would have blown my mind. I just wouldn't have believed it. And secondly, because the Hare Shaped Hole does feel like a special book to me. A lot of my books are funny and silly, and this one's tackling quite a serious subject, the subject of loss. The idea is that Bertle the turtle and Hurtle the hare are best friends until one day Hurtle disappears and there's nothing left of her but a hole in the air. The idea came to me quite simply. We talk about somebody leaving a hole in your life when they're gone from it and when you miss them. And I thought, well, why don't I write a story in which there is actually a literal physical hole that Bertle's got to learn to deal with? So once I'd had the idea, I wrote the story really quickly in about 3.5 days, just got my head down, typed away. It was one of those stories that flowed. And, you know, it kind of feels like somebody else is just pouring the story into your head. And when it finished, I said to my partner, I've finished that story I started work on the other day, and she said, oh, read it to me. So I read it out to her, and then I looked up and I said, what do you think? And she said, oh, it's really good. And, you know, her face was streaming with tears. And I thought, oh, my goodness, I've never had a reaction like that from something I've written before. So I started to feel that maybe I'd written something that could touch people, that could make a difference to people's lives. And that's an amazing feeling for a writer. So when Quarto Books said, yes, we'd like to publish it, I was really pleased. But then I thought, but who's going to illustrate it? I mean, you know, it's got to be somebody who can get the idea of the whole, and then later on, when Bertle meets Gerda the bear, and she teaches him how to fill the hole with his good memories of Hurtle. It's got to be somebody who can really portray that. Who's going to do that? Who's going to be good enough to do that? Well, thankfully...
Hi there, I'm Thomas Docherty, and I'm here in my studio in Swansea in Wales, where I did all the illustrations for John Dougherty's beautiful story, The Hare Shaped Hole. It's a very emotional story, and the challenge for me as an illustrator was how to take the emotion in John's words and put them into the pictures. There's lots of ways I tried to do this. I played around with the composition of the characters, you know, where you put all the different things on the page. I worked very hard on the body language of the characters to try and get those feelings and emotions across. And I also thought quite hard about what sort of weather there might be happening at the time, or what sort of time of year it might be. Maybe the biggest challenge though was the moment where Bertle starts to fill up the hare-shaped hole with his memories of the times that him and Hurtle spent together. So I mean, it was good fun thinking of all the different things that they might have done together. But then I did a lot of tests and work on the sort of colours and shapes that I would use to represent the sort of happiness of their relationship and how those memories went into the whole. So as you read John's beautiful story, take some time to look really carefully at the illustrations and see if you can spot any of those things that I've just mentioned. I really hope you enjoy reading the story.
So if you read the story, and I really hope you will, I hope you'll agree with me, I'm sure you'll agree with me, that I couldn't have wished for a better, more thoughtful, more sensitive illustrator than Thomas to bring the story to life. I should say we're not related at all, by the way. Our names aren't even spelled the same way, but it does make me smile to think that if you trace our family trees back far enough, you'll probably end up in the same small village in Donegal. Anyway, thank you so much, Children's Books Ireland, for the nomination. As I say, I'm absolutely thrilled. Thank you to everyone who's watched this video for watching this video. I hope you'll read The Hare Shaped Hole, and I hope it'll remind you to tell the people that you love them.